Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much. This is Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from the Republic of Kenya in Nairobi, Kenya, the headquarters of Punchline Africa. I'm Dr. David Matanga, together with Miriam Ogutu. Good morning, Miriam.
Very good morning to you, Doc, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our viewers from across the world.
Thank you very much, viewers across the world. It is Diplomatic Leaks. The show today is a show on one of the countries in Africa that has troubled us for the last 4 years to 6 years. And that country is Nigeria. Is Nigeria falling apart? Viewers across the continent of Africa, you can log in this show, join us, bring us new views of why Nigeria is falling apart. Killings, kidnap from all quarters. Nigeria is falling apart. People disappearing. Nigeria is falling apart. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow us, if you want to join us, you can look at our poster. And the number that you can join us on is Zoom 399 535 8320, or the production team can put that number on our chat. You can punch in and join us on this show. Is Nigeria falling apart? First of all, I would like to give you the saddest news. On Sunday, gunmen killed over 50 people in a church in southwest Nigeria. The killings have been going on for a long time. The government has been watching helplessly as people are killed, maimed, tortured, slaughtered, defiled, raped, under the banner of the country called Nigeria. Biafrans have been asking for freedom. Freedom to express, to go to a referendum as to whether Nigeria should remain one state, manageable state, or a state within several states, or states on their own independently. Nigeria is a state with 220 million people. It is the hope of Africa, and it was the hope of Africa, that when we produce the goods in Africa, we could sell them with the intra-Africa trade. But we are alarmed, we are shocked that this state of Nigeria is collapsing day and night. Nigeria is autopilot. There is no head of state who can stamp authority over the killings. Boko Haram is killing people in north of Maiduguri area, the Sahel region. Bandits are kidnapping the girls. Boko Haram takes the ladies, the girls. There will be no women in Nigeria soon in years to come. Nigeria has fallen apart. Gunmen of the North Fulani group, armed by the state, come down to kill Biafrans who have been demanding for a state of Biafra independence instead by through a referendum. Buhari has refused to give them the referendum. Is Nigeria falling apart? The incident of last week, where on Sunday, gunmen stormed a church, killed 50 people, kidnapped several people, including the priests, is something that is worrying the people of Africa, and we are worried as Africans that we should speak about the same. We should express our stand as Africans. We should make Africa know that there is something going on which is wrong. Nigeria is bleeding. The state of Nigeria is in autopilot. It hasn't got any direction. People have not seen General Buhari usurp power, authority, stand on authority to stamp out the terrorists, the Boko Haram. Is General Buhari part of the Boko Haram? I'm beginning to ask. In the south, in the southeast of Enugu, Onitsha, Port Harcourt, and all the states of southeastern Nigeria, the killings, the murder, the defilement, the rape, the slaughter, the wretched of the earth policy used on the people of southeastern Nigeria is unmanageable. It's beyond the proportion that God can give to the people while they are on earth. The beating, the slaughter, the torturing of younger men, the shooting of people who are simply demonstrating is something that Africa must speak about. The charges and the charging people, trumped up charges of their leaders, framed as terrorists because they are simply saying, hey, the state is going in the wrong direction, is something we have to talk about. Is Nigeria falling apart? The situation in Nigeria is compounded by the activities of unknown Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Boko Haram, and the silence of the African Union. The people of Nigeria for a long time have cried for help. The African Union has not solved any problem, has not brought any topic, any motion, any agenda in the African Union peace and security to discuss Nigeria. They are dying in silence, in bitterness, in anguish. The slaughter continues to be. It's a country of sorrow and death. Day in, day out, Nigeria is falling apart. Miriam, I've opened that Pandora box. And if you want to join us on this platform to discuss the collapse of a Nigerian state. Wherever you are across the continent of Africa, in the world zone, wherever you are, join us. Let's discuss, is Nigeria falling apart? It is already in autopilot, and with autopilot status, it could fall apart. Where has the leadership gone? Is Buhari real or not real? Is he able to bring authority, stamp authority, and bring back Nigeria? Or he should come and ask for rescue from other African countries? Miriam.
All right, Doc, thank you so much for that introduction. And as you were talking, I was just reading through this story based on, that unfortunate incident that happened on Sunday on the BBC. And one story here says, Nigeria attackers disguised as worshippers. These are people who had assault rifles. So what I'm wondering is, how are they able to go past the security? Because I'm assuming, you remember in Kenya, we used to have those regular attacks in churches and all that. And what the government now is doing, or what I see in a lot of churches here in the country, every time I go to church, there are police officers manning that gate. There are police officers around the church compound, and we do have, even in our schools, we do have even a hotline number so that to ensure our children are safe. And that is how the government intervened, and we've not seen an increase of such cases of attacks in churches as it were a couple of years ago. So for this gunmen to have disguised as worshippers, carrying all these assault rifles, that means they don't have security manning the church. Otherwise, in my church, I can't just enter the gate without somebody going through my bag. They do that. And that has become a standard procedure across every building in this country, because we realize terrorism is a serious threat that we all have to deal with. So the fact that these cases have been ongoing in Nigeria, the fact that these churches have been attacked, the schools have been attacked, every now and then this is the news that is coming out of Nigeria. And to learn that no such interventions have been put in place to ensure these people are safe, I think the security operators and the government of Nigeria is not very serious about protection of its own people. Have they not learned anything, so far? And of course, even as this was happening, the APC, that is the leading party, is still, in the middle of that crisis. That should the country should hold everything and at least try to mourn with the people who have lost, loved ones. They're still organizing at the same time. The predecessor of President Buhari, that tells you how much this government and the administration in Nigeria is tone deaf to the things that are happening in that country. They are aloof, their priorities are upside down, and they're not able to even respond to some of these things as much as they should. So I think that is very worrying. And so far as we speak, another news that I've seen, outside of the attackers disguising as worshippers, also Nigeria ruling party begin search for a new, leader in the middle of that crisis, and they have not even been able to identify who are these people that did this attack. So the intelligence agencies in Nigeria is not doing their work. The security agencies in Nigeria is not doing their work. And how is it year after year these things have continued and still they don't have interventions in place? That is something that baffles me, and how the rest of Nigerians are just going about their lives like all is okay, that I can't even understand.
Miriam, it is not only you. Very many experts, all of us think there is something which is very wrong, and Nigeria seems to be in a state, a quagmire state. Security agencies don't know who they are, what they do, how they do it, when they do it. Everybody in Nigeria is confused. Because, as you rightly say, how do you enter a church?
With assault rifles.
With assault rifles.
Not a small pistol.
Pistol.
Yeah.
But they entered with assault. They are guards.
They're supposed to check people who are coming
yes.
inside.
By now, the government should have done what they did in Kenya. That every church on Saturday, on Sunday, Saturday, they are given guards.
Doc, I can't even access my salon without the guard stopping me at the entrance to check my handbag.
So when you look at this is a church. These are some of that's the place where they entered and they killed the people. But outside here, there were people. Now, for sure, can we now say everybody is a killer? Can we say that? We can conclude that almost everybody in Nigeria has become a warlord. Or is it a determined effort by Buhari to eliminate Christians. Yes. Why are these killings not in mosques? Excuse me. Why are Christians being targeted? These are some of the questions that we want to ask seriously, candidly. This is a state that is cosmopolitan. It has Nigerians, it has Muslims, it has Christians, it has all types of religious people. But we see it is only the Christians that are targeted. But you haven't seen the mosque being attacked and several people killed in the mosque. These are questions that I want us to interrogate. And joining us from, when you join, you tell us who you are. Joining us from Johannesburg, I think, is our friend. What is his name?
I see Ifembi.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, how are you, sir?
I'm all right with you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Good morning from here.
Good morning from Johannesburg. Thank you very much. What is going on in Nigeria? You are from Biafra. You have struggled for freedom. You've struggled for a referendum. A referendum has not been given. Now there is targeting of Christians being killed in churches. What is going on in Nigeria? Hello?
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you, Doctor, and say a very good morning to you. Yes, can you hear me?
We hear you
Am I
properly,
coming
yes.
out, please?
We are hearing you.
Am I coming out? Can you hear me?
We are hearing
All right.
you properly.
All right. Thank you very much. Doctor, all right. Let me continue, first of all, by saying that I want to give you an example. Nigerians are like people who are stuffed in a container, a very big container, and that container has no ventilation, and people are suffering, grasping for air. They cannot breathe. And of course, thanks to Great Britain, how do you take 250 million people, you stuff them into one place and you call them a country without system in place, without any structure? People are not getting benefit of the government. People are dying of starvation. People are dying of hunger. So what do you expect? That is a recipe for disaster. That is number one thing we need to bear in mind. Nigeria was fashioned in an order that Britain wanted to be. And Britain have a purpose. You see, you need to answer the question. All these things that is happening now, who is gaining out of the whole thing? Only one person is gaining, Britain. Let these people kill each other while we take the oil. You know the Yorubas, the Fulanis, and the Biafrans. These are three different people with three the morality is not the same, their way of life, their culture is not the same. As a matter of fact, the guy who created Nigeria, Lord Lugard, from Britain, after creating Nigeria, he says, people are like oil and water that cannot mix. What the white man said, that created Nigeria. Because he knew it's not going to work. And they did purpose. And that is why we are different. Absolutely, I'm very simple. Divide Nigeria along racial line. Let people who understand each other, let people who have the same culture and moral value, let them move according to their indigenous line. Biafrans are indigenous people who are 75 million in numbers, or even more than that. But you are forcing us to live in Nigeria, where I have nothing in common with a Fulani. The only thing a Fulani sees when he see a Biafran is an infidel, and he must die. So I don't know how long we will continue to pretend that those shenanigans do not exist. Nigeria is spilling over. Nigeria is boiling. Nigeria is a time bomb, and it's a matter of time before Nigeria blows up in office. Let me stop now, Doctor.
Thank you very much, my brother from... Let me ask you one question. The African Union, we have written documents and documents to African Union. The African Union seem not to hear our cause. It doesn't hear cause about Nigeria. Each year in, each year out, the AU sits, but you don't see an agenda on Nigeria. What happened? Who is muzzling this agenda from going on the discussion table of the African Union? Anybody who on the show, I can see the gentleman here. If you can answer the question for us.
Hello, it's me?
Yes.
Good morning, Dr. Masanga.
Thank you very much.
And good morning, our lady.
Yes.
Good morning, our lady.
Yes.
Good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead.
Actually, I'm very happy. I want to thank you all for what you are doing for Africa.
Yes.
Especially in regards to the problems of dictatorship and tribal problems all over Africa. And the inability of the government to do anything. You see, the problem of Africa, I can say, I directly link it to the African Union. Because African Union as a body is just like European Union or other continental unions, where they take the problems of their membership or member nations seriously. The AU is just an ordinary conference of social gathering for African leaders, where they show their affluence and discuss on the way to continue to hold on to their people hostage. The members of African Union, the presidents of African countries, most of them are out of tune. They don't know what is happening. They're only interested in sitting tight on their leadership. Then coming down to the issue of Nigeria, all the African Union presidents that have ever come within this period always receive packages from the Nigerian government for them not to do anything or talk against what is going in Nigeria. That's the reason why no solution, no discussion of Nigerian issue has taken place in their meetings. Nigeria government, especially the Fulani government, is people that believes in bribing and destruction. They are ready to give out any amount of money to make sure they keep Nigeria going. So my take on African Union is that they are just redundant. They are not active. They are not doing anything at all. Rather, they help in the problems in Africa to fan it and to add fuel into the burning fire. Because you cannot have a continental union where you have problems all over the countries, especially concerned where Nigeria is concerned. Like you said, Nigeria was a big country that the whole continent looked up to be a model for the continent. But unfortunately, the creators of Nigeria did not want Nigeria to assume that position, because the interest is to use the minority tribe, because Fulani in Nigeria, Fulani is the most minor tribe in Nigeria. Fulani tribe in Nigeria is not up to 10 million people. They are the most smallest, but the British handed them over the power for them to use them to manipulate others and hold people down. Because they saw the Igbo people and Biafrans as the enemy. They saw the Yorubas as the enemy. Because these nations resisted them when they came in to colonize us. So for them to make sure that they hold us, that they handed over the power to the Fulanis with the artificial population census they gave them. So the problem, if Africa wants to be in peace, African Union should stand up to their responsibilities of intervening in matters affecting countries. So that when it comes in area of terrorism, in area of killings, in area of destruction of life and property, no continental body can ever do what African Union is doing. They look the other way side because most of them are not, because most of them are bad people, even their governments in their countries. They are not better off. So they don't have the moral to come out and challenge what is happening in Nigeria.
Let me just ask you, the incident that happened on Sunday that has claimed over 50 lives, now others are still holding to their dear lives in the hospitals. And this is not the first time that such an heinous attack has happened, and all we get from the government is prayers and thoughts and wishes and all that. But there not seems to be interventions enough to ensure that this problem of insecurity is really addressed in Nigeria. So when is enough is enough?
So my sister, the insecurity and killings in Nigeria is sponsored by the government. But most of you out there don't know about it. Because can you imagine, the killing took place on Sunday. Yesterday, the ruling party, APC, they were having their dinner.
And that's what I say, tone deaf, quite aloof from what is happening in the country.
Yeah, yes, I said, well, I'm coming. You see, the government itself are the people that involved in this. Because can you imagine, when the ruling party was having they were debating for them, some members of the party, the executive of the party, proposed for them to postpone the dinner in honor of the people killed. Imagine the president, so-called impostor president, was mask wearing impostor of Muhammadu Buhari, said that they are not going to put off the dinner because people are being killed in other places. So you can imagine this. So therefore, these killings going on cannot stop. The people that were killed, Masanga said it was about 50 people. The record is about 85 people. And the death is counted. People are hospital. People are in hospital are demanding for blood donors to save life. And people are not forthcoming to donate blood because of fear. And there's no official statement from the government condemning the killing. There's no official statement from the Special General of Police condemning the killing. The federal government has not said anything. The Minister of Information has not said anything against the killing. And this precedes last week ago, about 2 Sundays ago, the kidnap of a Methodist prelate from Biafra land and two of his men. They were kidnapped on a Sunday. And the Fulani kidnappers, terrorist kidnappers, demanded 100 million, which the church raised, and 3 of them were released. And the man gave account of what happened, that it was the Fulanis and the army that were doing the kidnapping in the southeast, Biafra land. Instead of the army going into investigation, the army is trying to question the man. So the problem in Nigeria is currently sponsored by the federal government of the Fulanis of Nigeria. And there's no end to it.
Okay, I think I do agree with you totally that even in Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria, administrative capital, gunmen went to the suburbs and kidnapped people near the capital city. And I agree with you totally that the government seem to know these gunmen. They came in the suburb, gunmen attack Abuja estate, kidnap residents in Abuja.
Yes. That was even the same day, the same time after the incident, the St.
In the
Francis
church. Yes.
killing in the church.
Yes.
They went to an estate called Gwarimpa. Gwarimpa is in the heart of Abuja metro city. There's where you have government parastatal security agencies. They went there, they kidnapped a lot of residents in their state, and nothing has done about it. No statement, no condemnation from the government. These are the true soldiers of the Fulani people who are working to intimidate the citizens in order to have their way, to be able to Fulanize Nigeria and Islamize Nigeria. It is open. It is open.
Okay. My brother in Johannesburg, you see, the people of Biafra have been.
Yes, sir.
The people of Biafra, thank you very much, Obethi, my brother. Let me come to you in Johannesburg. Stay on the line still. We are asking a few questions. My brother in Johannesburg, the Biafrans have been wanting a referendum to decide the destiny of Biafra. Given that Nigeria is on autopilot, because right now, what you are saying, what you see is autopilot. There is no president, there is no commander, there is no army, there is no police. People are kidnapping each other. How far have you gone with this struggle for the referendum?
All right. Thank you, Dr. Masanga. First of all, before I answer your question, I want us to go back a little bit to the foundation, because if you don't know the root of the sickness, it's going to be very difficult for you to find an answer or a solution. If you go to a doctor, first of all, the doctor will diagnose the sickness to know exactly what is wrong with you before the doctor prescribes any medication for you. Now, I want to read out something for you. This is what Lord Lucas wrote in his memo about Nigeria. I want to show you the immorality of the creator of Nigeria. Now, he wrote and he said, concerning the Igbos, these people of the dominant in the eastern Nigeria are fiercely rebellious. The guy who is the word he said, these people predominantly in Nigeria are fiercely rebellious with no regard to authority, though industrious and religious in difference to the other objectives of the majesty and the crown. They're highly dangerous to be trusted with power. This man is saying this thing because the Igbos, who are the Biafrans, rebelled against the crown, and they are paid their sin till dates. Even say that they can never be trusted with power. And that is why we will never have a Biafran who is the president of Nigeria. So the Fulani knows what they are doing. And he says about Yorubas, these people for 20 years opposed every governor and has fomented strife and bloodshed in the highlands. They are the most seditious and disloyal, and they are purely prompted by self-seeking money, motives of any people I have ever met. Now listen to this. This one will fantasize you. This he said about the Fulanis. He said, the House of Fulanis has no ideas, no ambitions, save such as sensual in character. He is a fertilized spendthrift and a gambler. He is gravely immoral and is a serious menace to any society he seeks to attach himself. Have you seen the damage, the wickedness of a man who created Nigeria? So when you see what is happening today, there is no solution. It was dictated. It is script by written. They're not going to smoke like this. Fulani cannot live with anybody except themselves. They know that for sure. They know that an Igbo man, Biafrans, have to be independent. They believe in democracy. They will question any of your steps. They know that. The Yorubas are educated. You don't tell them what to do. They do not want to. You bring this powerful, as for the flag, and push them together. You want them to kill each other. Now, do you understand why we don't want to be in Nigeria? Now, to answer your question about referendum, we know all those things. And this is why we say to United Nations, in terms of your charter, the right to self-determination for the indigenous people, which say that as an indigenous people have the right to agitate for self-determination. Let's put it in a democratic process, referendum. If majority say yes, they want to be there, so be it. If they said no, we want to be in Nigeria, of people cannot mind of people. Of people said no. The the owner of the document said what? No. They are down to the life of people and we are not taking a no for an answer. We don't take our life back. It's not about me talking to you right now. It's about my children, all the generation. We don't want them to go through what we are going through today. At the moment, the United Nations is not saying anything about our referendum. Because Ukraine is no longer, Russia, I beg your pardon, is no longer giving gas. Russia is no longer giving gas. Russia is no longer giving gas. They have turned to Nigeria because Nigeria have gas.
Okay.
And because Nigeria to let millions die, man can get his gas.
Okay, thank you very much. We touched about the African Union. And the African Union is the center of all political, economic, social direction for the entire Africa. It looks like you are right that I don't see any agenda on paper in the AU. I've gone back 5 years back, 6 years back. Nothing has been brought on AU on Nigeria, because Nigeria comes up. Agenda in the AU is brought by bloc, ECOWAS, IGAD, East African Community, SADC, and other organizations in African Union. They bring the agenda. But ECOWAS has never brought an agenda about the suffering and the killings that are taking place in Nigeria. Therefore, it gives me something to worry about. And I can agree, connect this problem of Nigeria with that of Amazonia across in Cameroon. People there in Cameroon talk the same way, suffer the same way, like the people in Biafra. But Paul Biya has never been sanctioned in the AU. Buhari has never been sanctioned in the AU. Even to the extent of doing so many dangerous things across the continent of Africa, coming as far as countries like East, kidnapping people. Nobody has sanctioned Buhari in Africa. Is there something which we don't
Dr.
know?
Masanga,
Yes.
if I may come in there. Dr. Masanga?
Yes.
Please, if I may come in there. Now, you see, you can blame all the African leaders for all you want. But let me tell you the truth of the matter. I don't know, you still remember the Berlin Conference. You still remember the Berlin Conference. Automatically, any African leader that comes into power, understand who is the boss. You need to understand who is your boss. With the case of Nigeria, the British High Commissioner in Abuja had thrown a line. The British High Commissioner, she is representing the crown. She says what happens in Nigeria. Buhari is taking instruction from the line As a matter of fact, that woman is the one who is in Nigeria, not the other way around. But she says goes. She goes around Nigerians, around all these things, visiting, dictating what should happen. I don't know if you've heard that name, Katrina Lyne. She's a very powerful woman. She's not just a high commissioner. She is representing the crown in Nigeria. So these presidents, they know exactly what they are doing. If they go against the order of the colonialists, they will be removed through a coup. It's as simple as that. The reason why the money is quiet, it's not by choice. It's not an oath you take when you become president of African country to serve your nation and to serve the colonial master. It's as simple as that. Most of the Francophone countries, they are still taking instruction from France. What France says goes in the Francophone. And Britain knows where to stop. They know their boundaries because they have divided Africa already. Everybody knows I own ECOWAS. Britain knows they own ECOWAS. And what they say in ECOWAS goes. And that is why America will not interfere in Nigeria. Because America knows Big Brother Britain owns Nigeria. So AU will never do anything. They don't have the power. They don't have the power to do anything in Africa. The only people that have the power to do anything in Africa is Britain and America. It's as simple as that.
But why will they have the power while we are out here saying we are 55 independent states? And sometimes I think, from what I've been saying, a lot of our leaders get away from accountability and responsibility because they want to throw that to other people. It is about a failure of leadership in Nigeria. It is about a government that cannot respond to the issues that are affecting its people. It is about, a government that is aloof and is not in touch. And as we were talking, and Ifemi, you said rightfully, while the people are still mourning, while people are still recuperating in the hospitals, the APC, the ruling party in Nigeria, still went ahead and had its dinner celebrating and, in search of a new leader. How ridiculous is that? Where do you see things like this happen? So that tells you, as much as we want to bring in Britain and as much as we think the solution is out there, no, the problem is in Nigeria. And I don't know until when will the people of Nigeria decide, this is ridiculous and enough is enough. If the government, whose main responsibility is to protect the lives of the people, and it cannot do that, I don't know how you still have that government in place. That is something that baffles me. I don't know in which part of the world that happens outside of just Nigeria.
You see, I want to come in a bit.
Yes.
I want to come in a bit because I don't actually subscribe to the opinion of my brother who says that Britain and France are the one dictating in Africa. You see, no reasonable person will allow an outsider to come into his house and cause problems. It's only a foolish man that will allow that. So I don't actually blame all these former colonies for the former colonizers for our problems, because if actually our leaders are men that knows what they are into power for, that the interest of their people and country supersedes every other interest, they will know that they have a duty to keep their country in unity and in progress, outside whatever outside dictatorial influence that may come against it. Because I can take excuse. For example, in Rwanda, France has great influence in Rwanda. But after the war, the president took a different, direction to make sure that the country recovers from what happened. He began to rebuild his country without considering every outside interference. And he's doing a great thing. So how can you imagine that most of those leaders out for nothing, senseless, big fools, they will keep on carrying on their ego, because meanwhile most of the assets are in abroad. Their children are in abroad schooling, so they don't have interest in making the country good. Therefore, what we need in Africa is a renaissance of leadership to dethrone all these evil men that doesn't want things to move forward in Africa. And all these things need to stop, and we need to do something. And continuously, I encourage Punchline Africa for all that. But in as much as we do that, the citizens of Africa should stand up as the Biafrans are doing. Because persistently, we can make a change to make sure that all this is changed. They are not, all these leaders are not going to give up. None of them will give up. Then coming to the issue of West Africa, coming up with a program over Nigeria issue. It is very impossible because Nigeria is the big boy in West Africa. The Fulanis has the money to give out. They have the petrol, they have the gas from Biafra land to use as bribe. And any African leader that makes a comment, beside comment, to have sympathy on the opposition against the government, the Nigerian government will go there and give them money, ask them to ignore what is happening, that they're in control. So that is the problem. There's no time you will see a unified ECOWAS program against what is happening in Nigeria. It can never happen because Nigeria is the big boy.
Yeah,
we don't have the money.
And Nigeria being the big boy, it is the biggest economy in Africa. It is the most populous country in Africa. So we are not just talking about a failed state like Somalia. Nigeria matters as far as the issues of this continent is concerned. And I see when there's chaos, especially in ECOWAS, the mediators comes from Nigeria. The former president, Goodluck Jonathan, has been leading this.
Obasanjo.
I wonder why are they not doing the same in Nigeria?
Miriam, excuse me. I disagree with that Nigeria matters. Because my brother, excuse me.
Go ahead.
My brother, I have a word. I was saying something. I disagree with Miriam on over that Nigeria matters because Nigeria is no longer a country. Nigeria is no longer a unit.
But on paper, Nigeria is a country. So we have to agree with that fact. We have to agree with that fact. We have to agree with that fact. It is a country. And what happens in Nigeria, believe it or not, it affects the rest of the country. Look at Boko Haram. Look at Boko Haram and the fact that... Listen, look at Boko Haram and the fact that Nigeria has refused to address the issue of Boko Haram. It is a problem in Burkina Faso, it is a problem in Chad, it is a problem in Niger, it is a problem in other countries in the Sahel region because Nigeria has refused. And that's what I'm telling you. It does matter because if it refuses to address some of these important things, it affects the rest of us. So it's not just about Nigeria.
Okay, Miriam has a point before you come in. The point that she's not saying.
I want to come in.
Yes,
I want to come in.
I know you are going to come in. We are not saying we are on the side of the Nigerian government. We don't like it. I don't like it personally. I don't like Buhari. But the point is Nigeria remains a state on paper in Africa. And therefore, we have so many people, presidents coming in from their former presidents, Obasanjo. Every mission in Africa is Obasanjo.
Peace mission.
Every peace mission, negotiation. Why is it that Obasanjo? But for me, Miriam, can I tell you, Obasanjo, I never trust him. I've never trusted Obasanjo in my life. Therefore, I don't know whether Obasanjo can even negotiate any peace in Nigeria without money. Because anything that you want to do with Obasanjo, you must give him money first. So, what Miriam is saying, her point is this. Why is it that they come from there, but they cannot make peace at home? Isn't it?
The irony of it all.
The irony of
quite
it.
oxymoronic. Yes. Go ahead, make your point.
Go ahead.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Doctor, okay. What I want to say is this. When I started when I started, I tried to give you a historical background. You see, you don't attack Nigerian problem without knowing the foundation. You need to go historically before you can know what is happening in Nigeria. When you look at Nigeria, you need to compare Nigeria with other countries. You're making a very big mistake. You don't compare Nigeria with Rwanda. There is nothing similarity. Now, the dynamics of Nigeria is completely different. Let me start. The Biafrans are conquered people. They are not Nigerians. They are conquered in a war. We keep forgetting that there was a civil war. The other tribes in Nigeria looks at Biafrans as the people they won, they beat in the war. Bear that in mind. I don't know why we keep forgetting like Mata, who is calling Nigeria a country or whatever that. Nigeria is not a country. It is a marriage of convenience for the benefit of the colonial. You cannot take away the colonial master in the issue of Nigeria. Then you're making a big mistake. With the resources that Nigeria has, you cannot take away the interference. Fine. I can say, well, you cannot blame the colonial. Why is the president, why is the government not doing their best? When somebody is interfering in your work, or when you know that you do as you're told, there is nothing you can do. Because you have what? You have a script you must follow. Nigeria is not a country. Let's hear this very well.
Okay.
Anybody who goes to power in Nigeria, that's in the interest of his own people. We are not the same people. We are not the same. I am not the same with Obasanjo. I am not the same with Buhari. Buhari will never work in my own interest as a Biafra. No. As a matter of fact, Buhari fought the civil war. Buhari killed my people in millions. What made you think that Buhari is going to like a Biafran today? It has not changed. So let us understand the dynamics.
Okay.
What's playing out here is tribal
I understand. I understand.
Tribal politics.
I understand, brother. I understand you. You are right.
But also, he is right on that regard.
Yes.
That the history and the dynamics of Nigeria is different from Rwanda. But perhaps what our brother Ifemi was trying to say earlier on, he was trying to compare leadership, because after the genocide happened in Rwanda and whatever happened, Paul Kagame stood up and became the leader that was required in Rwanda at that time, and has continued and has stabilized that country. When you see what is happening in Nigeria, of course, we cannot compare the background story. It's quite different. Nigeria lacks leadership, and I think that is what Ifemi was trying to say.
What is the population of Rwanda?
Population doesn't matter. Population is a different
It's leadership we are looking at. It's leadership.
I think
leadership, not population.
And governance.
I think I can strike a compromise here. Miriam and my brother, this is a discussion. We are not fighting. But Femi is correct that you have no leadership. There is no leadership. There is no leader in. That's why I call it Nigeria is autopilot. There is no leader. There's nobody. Kagame is very tough, and he calls order, and the order comes in Rwanda. In Nigeria, Buhari cannot even instruct one soldier to stop killing, because he's part of the killing machinery. That's one point. On the other side, I want also to agree with my brother from Johannesburg that there is some influence, external influence, of the British BP, Shell BP oil and Total oil. And brother, I think I am an elder. I've studied the history of Africa. And I want to tell you, those are the two companies that started the war of 1967. That funded the war of 1967. Their interests have not gone away. They still have interest. They still pull strings. And that's why you are saying the British High Commissioner in Abuja is more powerful than any other commissioner. Why is it that if that is so, Miriam's position and FM's position is, if they have found out the colonial hangover still hangs over Nigeria, why hasn't the leadership of Nigeria and the people, especially Buhari, come out under the Obasanjos, the Babangidas? We have Babangida, we have Obasanjo, we have everybody. People are saying, oh, there is a problem of what can I tell you? There is a problem of Nigeria. Babangida was even saying Nigeria needs to be rearranged.
I think a lot of leaders agree with
Talking
that.
by mouth, we all agreed it needs to be rearranged. But the poor leadership inside Nigeria, the bad leadership of Buhari,
And poor governance.
and the poor governance has led to the chaos that we see and made the country out of order. Yes, the British. Yes, go ahead.
All Nigerian leaders, they're interested in the oil, the money that comes from the oil from Biafra land. That's the interest. They don't have interest of building the country for everybody. So they make their money, they bank it in London, America, in European countries, and they believe they're all right with it. If the country wants to die, let it die. Obasanjo you're talking about is the worst among them. Obasanjo was the one who created this problem that we're into at this very moment. Because when he came in as the civilian president, he has every reason to change the current constitution that the military junior men put in place as the Nigerian constitution that gave the power and everything to the Islam and Fulanis to dominate the country. Can you imagine a country where you have all the positions held by only one tribe, one tiny tribe, Fulani? They have the presidency, they have the Senate president, they hold the judiciary, they hold the armed forces, both Navy, Army, Air Force, they have the police, they have the immigration, they have the custom, they have the SS, near everything. They hold everything.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So when they have all these things, and all the state commissioners of police that mind all the states, they are the one that heads everywhere. That the ordinary man or other tribe or Biafrans has no intake in this current government. Yorubas are very minor. Just the vice president, that is what they have. They don't have any other. Fulani controls all the 3 tiers of government, the armed forces and everything, paramilitary.
Okay.
NNPC, they are holding NNPC.
Can I ask a question, please?
Okay, go ahead. Are you done?
Okay.
We'll come back to you. Yeah, go ahead, ask your question.
Okay, I want to ask this. Why are we afraid in Africa to go through a referendum? Why are we threatened by the word referendum? But the British can go to a referendum in just like X, get a result. But once you mention a referendum in Africa, everybody gets scared. Everybody gets agitated. If it is not working, why fix it? Find out, maybe the people don't even want to be a country. Maybe they don't want to live together. Why are you forcing them to be called Nigerians? Maybe Yoruba want their own country. We never know until we put it to a referendum. Why is this still of Africa afraid of a normal political process? That is our problem as Africans.
Yeah, but the normal political process cannot come without an arranged good governance. There is no good governance to arrange a normal political process. The whole governance in Nigeria is collapsed. That's the point. And it has been Nigeria's problem. My brother in Johannesburg learned this. Nigerian problem is dual. It is the external forces and internal forces.
So how much of the external forces is there really?
The external forces need oil. They don't want Nigeria, Biafra, to separate from Nigeria. The point that this gentleman is not making
okay.
open.
So because the much
Yeah,
oil
the
comes
British,
from
would not accept Nigeria to fall to pieces. And they know it. The gentleman read about Lugard. You have seen the letter that Lugard wrote. You have been
Yes, I agree.
You have been put together forcefully. And if it is, let me tell you, I live in Britain. The divide and rule tactic has worked. I'm a Ugandan. It worked in our country. When the British arrived in Uganda, mostly the Luo community were soldiers and in the army. We, the Bantu people, were told to go to schools, to university, Makerere University, Ibadan University. For the case of Nigeria, you are told you must study and go to Ibadan. Because if you look today in Nigeria, it's very difficult to find a flying writer, author.
Yeah, the number of the percentage of illiteracy is very high in the north part.
Yes,
of Nigeria.
There is a lot of illiteracy among the Fulani people, because they were trained, handed over power militarily by Lugard. That is the point you brought in. And we must look at the root cause why Nigeria is autopilot. Because in Uganda, they did the same to us. That's why the last 4 presidents in Uganda were from northern part of Uganda, including Idi Amin. Idi Amin was not even educated. But the British helped him to take power in 1971. General Tito Okello, Basilio Okello. Look at the leaders who have come from northern Uganda. Dr. Milton Obote was helped to take power in 1962.
But he's educated, right?
He's very educated.
Okay.
He was my president. But do you know why he was given that power and left? Because he was an Anglican. They divided us even on religion. Do you know that there is no, in my country, Uganda, there has never been a Catholic president. You will be shocked.
Let me come in a bit, sorry.
Yes.
I want to add my opinion to the question of my brother. Why Africans are afraid of referendum. You see, all the governments we have in Africa are not democratic. So we don't expect them to accede to referendum, because referendum is democratic process of people deciding their opinion and will. So, and they believe that referendum, if allowed, will deny them a lot of things. The powers they are holding, the territories they are holding, based on the British arrangement and other colonial masters arrangement of bringing people of different nations, of different ideas, culture, and belief together. And because most of them don't even have idea what governance is all about and what freedom is all about.
Yes.
They will never agree for a referendum. Although there's great influence on the colonial masters. I believe that the colonial masters like Britain and France has influence in their countries they colonize in Africa. But then I still believe that we, the people and our leaders, just like people like Thomas Sankara that rose up and say a change must come. If there's no traitors against Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso wouldn't be what it is today. Burkina Faso would have been a great country. So the problem is these people are using the useful idiots in our country to hold everybody down, to make sure that nothing works, to make sure that there's no referendum
so if
for people to be free.
Yes, and I'm just what you just said. still it boils down to the leadership. As much as we do have some external interference, and that is a reality in a lot of our countries in Africa, but there's still some level of accountability from our leaders that we must demand, and the lack of leadership and governance that is very prevalent.
Can I say something, please?
Okay.
Yeah, go
Can I
ahead.
say something? Referendum has nothing to do with Nigeria or any country for that matter. Referendum is United Nations baby. It is not a matter of Buhari or any African leader agreeing. No, it is United Nations Charter for the right of the indigenous people. So when we say the nations are not agreeing, we are giving them too much credit.
But that is and as much as that sounds good and that should be the case, but unfortunately that's not how things work. Otherwise, Biafra will be a state today. Even in South Sudan, when they were having their referendum, Sudan had to agree.
I disagree with you. Let us not make something illegal legal. That is how something works. And that is why Scotland was able to have their referendum. United Nations have a charter. It is under international law. It must be honored. So when you say that's not how something works, I'm a final year law student, so I will not, turn something illegal to be legal. If United Nations have a charter,
my brother, even at that, it cannot be done as solution of the country. It cannot be on a solution of the country.
There has to be a goodwill from the other side.
Let me land. The question is, it's not like you are defending the country. The thing is, why? Can I finish?
Okay,
why
go ahead.
United Nations have they said anything? Have United Nations, the owner of the documents, said anything? Absolutely not. So before we start defending the country,
Let me answer this question. Before you go, let me answer this. You see, United Nations is talking about. No, excuse me, let me answer your question.
I think let me come in here. The United Nations cannot tell you to go for a referendum. My friend from John.
Yes.
It's impossible. Which political science have you read? The United Nations cannot tell you to go for referendum. It is you, the people of Nigeria, of Biafra, who want a referendum to go away from Nigeria. Period.
Exactly. It's my right. It's
Yes.
my right. It's my fundamental human right.
Then you cannot tell us. No. Hold the fire. Hold the fire. The United Nations cannot tell you that start a referendum. The people of Biafra wanted a referendum to get out of a zoo called Nigeria. Is that true?
It is true.
They have been denied this referendum.
By who?
By Buhari.
So there has to be a goodwill from Nigeria.
There must be a goodwill from the leaders to accept that there must be a referendum.
That's why I say it cannot be on an isolation
Yes.
with the country.
So that's the reason. When you come and you are my brother, I will protect and I'll show you the direction. When it comes to the British, Nnamdi Khan is a British national. Today, he is languishing in prison in Abuja. What does the British say?
Because the British thinks that he's standing against their interests.
Yes, because any British
So
national.
you see,
Wait.
You see,
You are confused. No, wait. I will give you time to speak.
No, wait, agree.
I will give you time to speak. I'm the moderator here.
All right. There's some zen.
Let the British come out. There is nobody, a British national anywhere on planet Earth who can be illegally arrested by any country in the world and left to rot in prison without trial.
It is impossible. It is impossible.
So
It's only
these are the sum of the things that have made us. I am an international activist. I've stood for Mugabe where they didn't like Mugabe. They didn't kill me because I stood by Mugabe. They allowed me to exercise and tell them the truth. Today, they want to containment, a policy of containment on Zimbabwe. But I told them in 1998, don't isolate Mugabe, contain Mugabe. I told them, I told Tony Blair. Today, Tony Blair is moving around with a briefcase on African continent, looking for contracts to take more pounds and dollars out of Africa. I stood firm. Dr. Matsanga here. I told him, don't dismember Zimbabwe. Because you need to contain Zimbabwe. Don't isolate Zimbabwe. Don't put sanctions and kill the country. Today, I'm vindicated. Today, Nigeria is falling apart. The British, as our colonial master, are watching this falling apart. They are not coming in to say, hey, where are we going here? Because of the interest. That's it. They have interest in oil, in manufacturing, in other places. American embassy in Abuja has closed the chancery for consular for immigration because there were so many millions of Nigerians who were applying for asylum. When they get visa to go to America, they don't come back. The Americans know the problem of Nigeria, that Nigerians are being killed, Biafrans are being killed, but nobody is coming up to halt the killings. This is the reason we must reason when we come on these platforms to find out why Buhari himself internally has neglected his people to be killed by armed bandits, terrorists, hijackers, kidnappers, wizards, witchmen. I don't know who. Everybody in Nigeria is kidnapping everybody. So that's a good.
It has a program for his people.
That is a bad. That is bad governance.
All right. So I know.
Mr. Masanga.
Yes.
Dr. Masanga.
You brought
Dr.
in the
Masanga,
United
please.
Nations Charter. So I just want to read us. I get the facts.
Let
so
him
I just want to
read,
read
then
us
you come,
just a bit
my
of
brother
it.
from
And
Johannesburg.
maybe
ahead.
understand
Go
what.
ahead.
Yeah. So now,
Yes, go ahead,
the
please.
right of a people to self-determination is a cardinal principle in modern international law, and as such, of the United Nations, as authoritative interpretation of the Charter's norms, it states that peoples, based on respect for the principle of equal rights and the fair equality of opportunity, have the right to freely choose their sovereignty and international political status with no interference. So we all agree until that point. However, the principle does not state how the decision is to be made, nor what the outcome should be, whether it be independence, federation, protection, some form of autonomy or form of assimilation. Neither does it state what the delimitation between peoples should be, nor what constitutes a people. There are conflicting definitions and legal criteria for determining which groups may legitimately claim the right to self-determination. So as much as the United Nations has given us that charter, the right to self determine.
You disagree.
No.
This is the charter.
No, she got it.
Boss, my friend from Johannesburg,
It's okay.
Miriam is reading you
From the
a charter
charter,
of the UN,
United Nations,
which
not-
you quoted.
Yes.
Not my own.
It is not her
but-
own.
So,
listen,
what I
listen,
wanted
doctor,
to explain
can I
to
come
you,
in?
what I needed to
I come
explain
in?
to
Can I come? I wanna
is
help you.
perhaps,
Can I come in?
hold on. Yes,
Let me-
you're coming in. We need some order here. So perhaps there is that. The UN has given that. Self-determination is there in the United Nations Charter. So perhaps what the government of Buhari and the subsequent governments have used is the ambiguity that seems to be existing in this charter. It's giving on one hand, and the other hand is not. It's ambiguous.
Yes.
In how to go
Oh,
about
yes.
this. Yes. So go ahead. Now you can state your case.
You can
Okay,
say.
can I come in?
Yes.
Yes.
No, you see, you cannot read one article and then you judge and say this is what the charter says. Mind you, this charter is how many articles? It have more than let me see, more than almost 20 articles. And you cannot read just one and then you make a conclusion and say that it's ambiguous. No, it's not. In that charter, it mentions autonomy. You have not read it entirely. I will advise you to go and read it. And it told us how to do it. You say it did not say, which is not true. I don't want us to mislead the people, because before you make a submission on the charter, go through the whole charter. I've read all of them.
But my brother, no. My brother, wait. What does the whole charter got to do with us? The charter is
no.
It is you. No.
It's okay.
What I'm saying.
No. Let's understand the politics properly. It is the people of that particular country.
Have a right to choose their sovereignty.
They have a right to choose their sovereignty
and the
if
international
the equal
political
rights
status
are not there.
With no interference.
It is not the UN to come and tell you, we want you, the
I agree.
Biafrans, to get a referendum.
What I'm saying is, Doctor, let me understand what I'm saying, Doctor.
Yes, please
understand
go
what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Understand.
Yes.
When somebody gives you...
We are not hearing you.
In that charter,
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you
Can
now.
you hear me now? I'm saying for the virtue of somebody giving you a charter, they have shown you, or rather given you a roadmap. You cannot say they did not tell you what to do. They told you the order, how to go about it. So you cannot, out of your own hair, pull out a cuff and say, this is how we want to do what? Go about our self-determination.
So let me ask you, because I'm asking you as a sharp, I also studied political science. So who asked for the referendum in Nigeria? Is it the Biafrans, or who was asking for the referendum? Is it the UN or the Biafrans?
The
Biafrans. That is all.
Yes.
In fact, the question here, we should not mix up things. We are here struggling for the people of Biafra. The people who have lost equality to live in a state. They are not wanted. You have told us that the Biafrans are conquered. Isn't it? They have been conquered.
Absolutely.
So we are fighting for them to have the right to exist.
We are on the same page.
Yes,
we are
without
on the same
interference.
Page,
so it is the Biafrans who have asked the people, they have asked the government of Nigeria, can you give us a referendum?
So they have to ask the government of
Nigeria.
And that is where we are having a disconnect.
Unfortunately, the government of Nigeria, which is headed by Buhari, is the most disorganized government that has been here for 2 terms. It is ending its term next year, leaving Nigerians divided without giving them the right to choose through a referendum.
So where we had the disconnect is as much as, yes, it is your right, absolutely, and it is there, but there has to be some local mechanism within, which I think is failing this whole process, and that has to make this process a reality. There has to be the internal, procedure within, Nigeria, because as we speak, as much as we want to sit here and say Nigeria is not a country, well, fact is that is not true. It is a country, so there has to be some local mechanism within Nigeria that allows for this referendum to happen, and that is what has been denied. So that is what I think we had a disconnect. Otherwise, Biafra will be a country today.
What I'm asking, United Nations came up with this charter, okay? So who will facilitate that local mechanism if it is not happening?
It has to be Nigeria.
Because you cannot write a document.
It has to be Nigeria.
No, I'm talking about in terms of enforcement, because this is a charter. Somebody wrote it, all right?
There's something called non-interference in United Nations. There's non-interference.
But it's not.
Yes.
There is a signatory. It's a signatory. Nigeria ratified this. And when you ratify an international agreement, do you understand? You are obliged to deliver on it.
Listen,
no
states Article 2, Sub-Article 7 of the United Nations, non-intervention in domestic affairs, let me read that to you, states that the United Nations has no authority to intervene in matters which are within the domestic jurisdiction of any state. So that's why the United Nations cannot come in. So it has to be the same way South Sudan left Sudan. Sudan had to be willing to allow and organize for that referendum, and South Sudan left. So I think that is where we're having a problem with Nigeria, because it has to cooperate in that regard.
And then set the timetable for the referendum.
Yeah.
the Nigerian government has refused to set the timetable for the referendum.
We are having wars. That is why we are having wars in Africa.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Said,
Yes.
Article 3 said, just hold on. Article 3 said, indigenous people have the right to self-determination. By virtue of the right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue.
So when I was telling you this article is ambiguous,
exercising their rights, indigenous people exercising their indigenous people in exercising their right to self-determination have the right to autonomy or self-government in matters relating to their internal and local affairs.
Yes.
Now, basically, what United Nations is saying to me is, this is my right, and I can do anything whatsoever to get it. If Nigeria refuses to give it to me, should I keep quiet?
If
I want you
Nigeria,
to understand why.
okay.
Yes.
no, you agitate for it. I think the way you guys have
Do you
been doing,
understand?
and the way South Sudanese did until they got they were not just handed over the independence. They fought for it. People died for that
You
independence.
see, that's the
Yeah.
thing, and we don't want.
Well, I'm
more.
not saying you
We
go
don't want
die
more wars.
and fight. That is not
You
what I'm
see,
advising.
We don't want more.
Yeah.
Wars. We don't want more wars in Africa, but unfortunately,
Yes.
this is where it's
This is
going.
what
That's
is
the
happening.
only way.
I agree with you.
That's the only way.
All of us, my brother from Johannesburg, you see, that's why we need
Yes, sir.
to have a lot of this discussion every day. We shall learn quite a lot of things. You know now you are brought in something. You are brought in something that will educate people. That people, and when we call for this debate on our African countries, come in big numbers. Don't hesitate to come in and
Absolutely.
give us. We shall
I
give you
agree with
time.
you.
And I'm very happy that at last we see where.
Doctor,
Yes.
Doctor, you people are doing a great work, excellent work, a work that you're not even paid for, and nobody can fault that. Honestly,
Yes.
I hold you in high esteem, and Biafra will definitely come, and when Biafra come, we will have your statue in Biafra land.
Thank you, no problem. We are here to stand to state our facts on the question of Buhari. He has left Nigeria to go autopilot. It is sinking on a daily basis.
FM is here. Probably
FM,
he wants to make his
we now
final
want
comments.
to give you final,
Comments.
all of you, we shall give you 2 minutes to summarize.
Yes.
And then next week, from now, Johannesburg, know that every week we shall be giving you one show so that you can tell your people to be coming. We discuss.
Absolutely.
We discuss, don't fear. In Nigeria, you can't discuss this. Buhari's security will kill you. Here in Africa, wherever we are, there is freedom to discuss a country which is collapsing.
And if you were to go with the African Union's motto,
Yes.
Africa solutions to African problems.
To African problem.
But that motto exists only on paper.
On paper,
Yes.
there is no African solution for Africa problem. AU
An African
is headed
Union.
by a Fulani. You have forgotten, called Dr. Muhammad Faki. He's a Fulani from Chad. And that guy helped to kill Idris. You have forgotten. Idris was killed. And Idris, the president of Chad, was killed. Nobody even sanctioned these guys.
They moved on like nothing
They
happened.
moved on as if nothing happened.
Yeah.
So we have very terrible people in AU.
And they brought in the sun to just, to
And
to
the next
camouflage
time,
that.
next year, we shall capture AU ourselves. President Kenyatta, myself, we are going to AU. We are going to capture AU and turn it into a very useful. This Fulani guy should get out before we come for him. Because he has killed African Union. It is dead. He has sold us to the French. We walk with the French in our pockets. Did you know that? There is no AU. If Baba Tafawa Balewa rose up today from the graves of this country called Nigeria, Baba Balewa, the man assassinated because he fought for the independence of Nigeria. Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, Milton Obote, Nyerere, Mandela.
did not fight for Nigerian independence. The Balawa never fought for Nigerian independence.
Oh, whatever, you were the first prime minister. Your first prime minister, whatever. Call him before your first prime minister.
He was the president of Nigeria.
I don't want to cause another controversy. I don't want to cause another controversy. But your first prime minister before General Aronzi came in, you know, General Aronzi came to stop his life. So look here. We have a problem. If these people came back and the Nyereres understood what is happening to our continent today, they will go back to the graves and tell God to hide them forever. Our continent is gone. We have sold it. It is sold. It's disorganized. You have a leader who has no pilot. This plane has no pilot like the one of Nigeria. I'll give you each 2 minutes. 2 minutes each. And I don't know who to start with. Let me start with.
Let my elder go first.
The editor on top.
Go ahead.
And knowing very well, Elida, that Buhari is not even we don't know whether he exists. I am told he doesn't exist. Somebody has just reminded us here.
Buhari is dead.
Yes.
Buhari is dead. Okay, let me take it first.
Okay, go.
First of all, my appreciation goes to Punchline Africa, Dr. Masanga and his management team. You've been doing great work for us, the Biafran people, generally Africans, the oppressed and the humanized, the people that their rights are denied. We are doing great work. Your effort towards Southern Sudan, we know about that. I thank you heavily. Then, on African issue, I'm appealing to AU to stand up to their responsibilities. They should do everything, the heads of government that controls AU. They should do everything to bring unity into Africa by disqualifying all that the colonial masters has wrongly done or wrongly did. They need to do that for peace and progress in Africa. We need to let those who feel aggrieved in the countries they were forcefully amalgamated into or put into be free. For example, the Biafran people, the Oduduwa people, and the Ambazonians, and some other African countries. They should not listen to Fulani government of Nigeria. Because the people that are liars, they are killers, and their problem is to cause problem in Africa as a whole. They never wish anybody in Africa. So they have a duty to step into what is going on in Nigeria and put a stop to the killings and destruction of man life. And to the international community, they should come in and save lives in Africa, divide Nigeria, and let everybody go his way. That is the only thing that will bring peace. Saying that Nigeria is about 100, 200 million, their market force. Even if Nigeria is divided too, all those countries will even buy more than Nigeria as a whole. So there's nothing like a big country without being useful. Nigeria is like a dead elephant that has no life or anything to offer to the society. So this is my appeal. Thank you very much. My co-participant, my brother, thank you too.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
And listeners, thank you all for being here. Have a great day.
Okay. Thank you so much. Is it Ifembi or Ifemi? Thank you so much.
Ifembi.
All right, Ifembi. It was a pleasure.
You can always tune to our diplomatic issue every
Yeah, I do it every day. Whenever I'm chanced, I do too.
Okay.
Yes, you are welcome to join in any show that you want. You see us talking about any country in Africa. Join in and join us. Let's hear from our brother from the United Nations Secretary General Headquarters.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And maybe as you come in, please,
Yes.
you can make me understand.
You mean me?
What
mean
is
me?
that? No, your big brother, your other brother. I don't know who was
Okay.
older there, but your other. I think from South Africa. I've heard Doc say.
Yes, you see.
Yes.
I don't know what is you can explain to me. I want to understand what is the procedure of a referendum in Nigeria, because I do understand I was here. The government has really no say as long as we have the required signatures and
Yes.
Kenyans need it and all that. The government will have to facilitate that referendum. It has no say. So I don't know what is the procedure of a referendum, especially like this one in Nigeria, and then you can offer your final submission.
Okay, first of all, let me start by thanking Dr. Masanga. You are doing a good job, and history will judge you well. And my dear sister, also, you're very brilliant. I don't even know how to put it, but you're doing a great job as well. I love you, the way you tackle our brains, Okay, let me just start by what you asked before I, submit my final submission. Nigeria constitution, to start with, is actually a laughable constitution. It's a cut and paste, something stolen from other countries. They don't even know what is in their constitution. They say that they don't have referendum in their constitution. But Atiku, the current presidential candidate, he was never a Nigerian. Atiku, through a referendum, the old Adamawa state joined Nigeria from Cameroon. Atiku is from Cameroon. Through a referendum that happened in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken, joined Nigeria. But Nigeria president and this government, they are saying they don't have anything about referendum. But in any case, a referendum is a very simple thing. It's not only on independence that you do a referendum. You can even do it if you want to change the constitution, anything that you want to change in terms of the death of the government. You can do a referendum to understand the minds of the people. What are the people saying? The mistake we are making, we keep on saying Nigeria, big brother, Nigeria, giant of Africa, Nigeria, this. And we forgot that democracy is government of the people. I repeat, the people. Again, by the people. Again, for the people. It's all about people, people, people. Nigeria is just a shell that inhabits all those people, or if I may, an umbrella that incorporates all those people. But never for once have we ever asked these people, what is on your mind? Do you love Nigeria? Do you still want it to work? Are you happy cohabiting with your fellow countrymen? Because what makes a nation is the unity. If the people are not united, the nation is going to go down. Because those people are the people that ensure that the nation travels. But because an average Nigerian doesn't like Nigeria, an average Nigerian is looking for an opportunity to lose Nigeria. Nigeria is not going to happen. It's not going to work. That is the problem. Now, why are we asking for a referendum as a Biafran people? Because we have looked and realized that the people we are in the same house with, they are totally, completely different from us. We don't understand each other. The only time we actually speak one language is when we kill each other. Now, the question is, why are we forcing it? Why can't we just be? We have a Biafra, we have a Oduduwa, we can have the Arewa, and we still do business. And Africa will grow in strength than putting 250 million people together, forcing them to answer the giant of Africa. Yet, these people are dying in hunger, they're dying in poverty and starvation. What we are asking is very simple, just a referendum. If the people says they are happy, they want to be Biafra, they want to go, so be it. If the people say, no, we are happy being in Nigeria, they will pack pack our bags and go. We will quit. We'll stop doing this struggle thing. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about the people. Now, this article of the United Nations, I've realized today, I think it just came to my mind, that what United Nations is saying to us is this. It's more like throwing a bone for a dog. Then it's up to the dog how he managed to eat his bone. So this article is a bone which the United Nations have thrown to us as Biafran people. If we have to go to war to get our referendum, so be it. At the end of the day, we are not doing anything illegal. So, and finally, I will say to the whole world, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a man that committed no crime known to law, a British citizen, was extraordinarily radiated from Kenya to Nigeria. Kenya and Nigerian government have a case to answer to the international community. We will not sweep it under the carpet. It's all a matter of time, and the world will know the truth. Thank you very much, and this is my submission.
Okay, thank you so much for that, and thank you for your time this morning and this afternoon here. It's almost top of the hour, 1 p.m. here in Nairobi. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much, my panel, a good panel today that has actually opened up our brains. And we have learned quite a lot of things. Arguments always bring out good things at the end of the day. Discussions.
Arguments is very aggressive. It's discussion.
Yes. And I'm always corrected by Miriam that necessity has no law. Just as if your child falls in a pit latrine on Sabbath, do you wait until Monday? You jump in and pick your child. You don't lose your child because the law says don't. Like,
yes.
People of Biafra it is necessary for them to have this freedom. There is no alternative to freedom for them to be free from Buhari's hand, autopilot. People of the entire Nigeria, Africa must condemn the killings, surely. You can't go to church, kill 85 people, run away with the priests and others, and then the president is celebrating. Look at Britain. The Prime Minister told us to wear masks and hide inside the houses. And then he went to have brandy whiskey. Somebody took a video and saw the Prime Minister dancing. He's living he is morally.
They are hypocrites.
Yes.
They tell us another thing and do another thing.
That is the type of democracy we want in Africa. Buhari is telling people to celebrate, to choose a leader on a day when 85 of his same voters have died. Morality has fallen in Atlantic Ocean.
Very well.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Nigeria
much.
has sunk to Atlantic Ocean.
Doc, that bothers me so
yes.
much.
If we are not careful,
so much.
We are going to sink further and meet ourselves in the Indian Ocean, the other side.
It's very insensitive. Like, how do you do that? People have...
And he wants to enjoy a dinner.
To choose
eat
the next leader.
mutton and rice.
It's very insensitive. Anyway,
he does nothing, only dinner. He goes about enjoying, fly all over the place.
Yeah. He doesn't care about the Christians who were shot.
No, but also we've had people being attacked in the north.
In Madaguri,
yes.
up.
So
Abuja, Kaduna, Rere.
So
nobody has talked about it.
And the girls who were abducted from the school were almost all Muslims, I believe. So it's not really, as much as there's an aspect of that in some of these cases, but also I think
in 5 years, we might not have girls in Nigeria.
Okay.
These people are targeting the younger girls. They are kidnapping them.
Yes, they are destroying us. They want to wipe us out.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Femi. Please keep on watching us everywhere. When you see our notification come in, check on us. You have brought us quite a lot of good things. And my brother from Johannesburg, God bless you. Right. You are always on the rubber. My brother, we exchange quite a lot of things. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Right,
Bless
thank
you
you
too.
so,
Bye.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. This has been Diplomatic Clicks
Bye.
extended version, and we've been looking at the situation in Nigeria. Clearly, not so much good news from there, and I'll bring you up to date with the latest in our other show, the Diaspora Dispatches, where I shall be looking at this and the rest of the stories from across the continent of Africa. From me, Miriam Ogutu. Right now, it's bye-bye.